they do try to, come and defend the middle lane, which I think they're not going to do because some of them, they pop TP at the top lane, trying to pressure early on.
Tower trade, tower trade. Do we have a tower trade? Bottom lane still being pressured as well. Dwarven Snipers down there trying to defend that one off.
Nine does have his tomb down at the top lane, and in the middle lane we do have the SF Alchemies and the Tidehunter. Well, Singapore Gigabyte is not going to dare to engage at the middle because Malaysia's Nirvana does have the advantage right there. SF just playing so confidently. He's just like, I don't care. I'm just going to go in front and try to pop some razors and pressure them back before they can come in front. You see at the bottom lane, Sniper is going to try to farm up for his item as he is going to be our carry right here.
Yeah, he's really got to keep that DPS up high. I'm loving the fact that Ice at the moment just managing to defend this top lane. Looks like he's going to have a bit of support actually come in a little bit further here. Spectre is now rejoined that bottom lane, making sure the pressure doesn't actually stop for the moment. Top lane looks like they've decided to fall back from the Sentinel side, so it's not even a tower trade at the moment. That tier 1, while it is smoking there for NirvanaMY, it is still standing. They still have that TP scrap point, and now Spectre and Tidehunter all coming in. The splash has gone off. The Spectral Dagger's on top of it. They can't move too fast though with the shrapnel, really just basically clogging up everything in the works here. But with HY there with the DD rune on top, this tower will not last very long, and especially if we want to see the engagement. Raw comes out, drops the armor down just that little bit. Just a bit of intimidation coming out there from the VS, so they can't really stick around too far, especially when they don't know what's happening around inside the trees. It's like, let's be the safe thing, pull back from the tower.
Well, why do you think they didn't try to pop the top lane when, the Undying Deed had a tomb right behind the tower?
Not enough DPS. They just could not bring down a tower like that. The Glyph was also stalling them up a little bit too, so the Tomb, all it was managing to do was just stop the creep wave for a little bit, and it wasn't enough power to actually push past that tower, especially with Alchemist and Witch Doctor slowing it down like that bouncing stun. It really does stop the progression of the creep wave, so it's a lot easier. And now even look at it right now, the top lane's being pressured back so easily. I mentioned early on they didn't have pushing power, but they're proving me very wrong here, NirvanaMY. Alchemist and Witch Doctor, they can really slow down those lanes and get the momentum back.
Do you predict like SF going for a dagger or BKB first?
See, personally, I actually like Lothar's to get yourself in there because you can pop the ulti in a nice close range. BKB is good, especially if you're going to go the Blink Dagger, and it does give you those more options in the big group battles. As far as the disables actually going, top lane's having a bit of fun.
There you go, the SF's going to meet the winner in the middle, and the Shaker goes off onto him.
Fissure, that's enough.
There you go.
That's enough.
I think that he's going to get taken down right here, and SF does get taken down. What was he thinking? He like walked straight into Windrunner, and he knew that the ES was here.
Yeah, it's just a little bit of confidence, but it's also a bit of a distraction too, with the top lane being pushed out by the rest of the team. The Tombstone forced down, level 4 Tombstone as well, forced down here from the...
A swap that goes off. Well, they do catch a Tidehunter because the Shaker goes off onto the Tidehunter. Taken down there is, Nirvana's Tidehunter, but nothing much that can be done. I mean, he was swapped.
Yeah, it's hard. Even top lane's now being pressured as well, with Dirge trying to fall back here. He's still getting done. Valdez on top of him. It's going to be enough. They bring down Dirge up there on the top lane, and that's going to be pushed central to get towards that tier 1 tower. They have lost theirs on the bottom lane. Dwarven Sniper, Windrunner really pressuring this bottom lane and try and take out this creep wave. And they might even bring down this tier 2 tower with the Glyph on cooldown. TP support is going to come in. On the back of it is the Alchemist. It looks for the spray to come on down. ES moving up, wants to get the Fissure. It's not going to happen, but they will claim that tower. They should claim that tower. TP now comes in. ES Fissure holding Alchemist and SF in place. TP just been delayed there because more heroes are there. Tidehunter is the one to actually come in though. And they're on the hunt. They're on the hunt. Can they find him? They found him. ES bend over too. There is no way you're going to escape from there. Stun goes off. SF goes off. Great Fissure actually holding him in place. Is there support? No, the raise are there from HY. Too precise. And they do claim another kill.
I mean, what could he do? He would... Do you think if he backed, he could have, saved himself instead of casting that Fissure over here?
It was a last-ditch effort. He got himself caught on the wrong side of the river, and when that happens, sometimes going straight down doesn't work. You might get yourself out of trouble. It was enough now. Tier 1 tower should actually take a fall up here on the top lane. No last hit there, unfortunately.
Well, Singapore Gigabyte is really proving to be really good because, as you could see in the really early game, Nirvana was like giving them so much pressure. They got first blood. They got so much, we're going to go for a save right now.
Yeah, we're going to save the game, so, well, there we go.
Well,
love it.
And they are making a comeback. They took down, 2 towers in successions. And like straight after they back out from the bottom lane, and while you know all the Scourge were like TPing over here, they just like TP back to top and say, let's push top lane since they're at bottom lane right now.
Yeah, actually, I'm loving this. HY is like, listen to my advice. With the Claymore on top of him, you know the Lothars isn't far off, and HY is going to look for that time to really strike the audience. Yes, thinks he can go up against a level 10 DTing Shadow Feet with a lot of souls actually stored up right now. He is going to need support if he thinks he can actually do that one. The tower still being pressured off here. Double TP coming to the middle. In comes Tidehunter. Off goes the ulti of VS. Fissure being locked off at the moment. There goes the Ravage, holding him back for the moment. They're still all being hit by the tower. Alchemist Stun going on Windrunner. Still no deaths coming off until they actually catch Ned out in the corner. They do rip right on top of him. And only one death for NirvanaMY going through that one. Forced to TP back. Spectre up towards the top to try and defend that one. Down towards the bottom, Sniper trying to defend the lanes. And that was actually a pretty good defense there from Scythe Gaming.
Well, what happened was that after, you know, the Tidehunter did pop his ulti, the SF and the Undying, you know, couldn't find an entry, couldn't find a good position to go into the engagement. So they were like, I'm so sorry, bro, I gotta sacrifice you, you're gonna get taken down.
It's better the support hero takes the fall,
no, he does not have his dagger yet, so I guess he should, you know, work on getting his dagger.
Lothars, it's all about the Lothars going to come out from the big man. Now we see a little bit of pressure being applied here towards the middle lane, and instantly shut down. The second that Toxic just comes out, look at Razor, straight out of the top there, Creep Wave disappears. It's impossible to push it back out again, no matter how much heal you've actually got up your sleeves. The only way I can see Scythe Gaming really trying to win this is by pushing the lanes out and just basically splitting up this side here from NirvanaMY.
Yeah, well, that's what we saw early on at the bottom lane. Like I said, they did push this lane, and when, you know, they just TP to defend, they're like, okay, let's TP to top, let's push it out. In the middle lane, they did manage to get an engagement that was to their favor. So I guess what we'll see right now is, let's see how good their carry can do. That's number one. And number two, let's see how exciting their engagements are going to be, because, like I said, they have a lot of engages. It's going to like depend a lot on their ES and the VS, and depend. Yeah, and Scourge is going to defend on the Tidehunter, and also the Alchemist to get, you know, a stun on the person that is like, they are engager. So each team is like looking to be the one who is going to start, you know, to initiate the fight. They will like really put the battle in their favor.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure who's going to be targeted first on the Sentinel side. There's this Vengeful Spirit running around with the Geometry side. That is there for the second that SF decides to go invis. You just know it's going to happen. They don't want to get themselves caught out. But on Vengeful Spirit, he will die. He will die very, very fast. So he's got to keep his position up absolutely perfectly. And, well, I'll be interested to see exactly how long he lasts in the next big fight here. Bottom lane being pressured a little bit here. SF's going to come on down, so HY just ripping through that creep wave nice and fast. Neat wagon in tow here too, so that tier 1 tower shouldn't last too long here. Is there going to be any form of defense? I doubt they will, not with Spectre down the bottom lane as well. They want to get that last hit in the tower to get whatever they can, because while that's happening, mid lane's being pressured off here with 3 heroes pushing that out, and bottom lane, in goes a lot. Actually, deny! Chowie actually got the deny from the trees on the bottom lane. Spectre came down, and oh, he is not going to be happy about that.
Well, have we seen a Spectre pop the ulti yet?
That was ulti. I don't think it was. I think Specky ulti should actually be off cooldown by now.
Is going off by the in the middle lane. They definitely want this tower really badly. Chowie did, you know, get the bottom lane tower denied, and there you go. He does take the middle lane tower.
This is getting dangerous for NirvanaMY. Like they're losing towers, and it's getting pressure. There's a more farm being put on this Dwarven Sniper. Walking around with that Yasha already. He has a couple of options with that one. Look for the mid push to actually come off. They've got enough heroes to keep themselves pushing off. Here comes the Shrapnel just flying over the top there. Alchemist thinks he can hold it back all by himself. But Dwarven Sniper, awesome range. That's got to be maxed out there, just hitting on top of that tier 2 tower. The tower's not even going to care. Off goes the Shackle shot, the power shot, just trying to actually destroy that creep wave once again so they can keep this pressure on the middle. While that's happening, HY's been pushing this bottom lane. Off he pops the DT. This tower is not going to last long. He can push that by himself while the rest of Scythe actually push in this middle lane. He will claim that bottom. Down to half HP. In comes the TP. He's got that completed Lothars as well. Be very, very careful. Windrunner's on the defense at the moment, but Shadow Fiend can take any time. The second that tower goes off, the invis will go. The tower gets destroyed in the middle lane. Dwarven Sniper claiming the last hit in that one again. In comes the extra TPs towards the bottom lane, and they should be able to scare off that SF.
Well, the only chance that HY had was like, you know, what they were doing where they were taking down, middle lane. What his teammate should have done was to try to prevent, or try to at least slow them down so that he can take the bottom lane down in time. But they did take the middle lane down and they TP straight away to prevent their bottom lane from getting taken down. Well, early game they didn't really put a lot of pressure. What do you think made them lost their lead? Maybe not lost their lead, but get pushed back.
Yeah, well, getting pushed back is never a good thing, but I'm actually really surprised, Scythe Gaming, that they've been pushed back this much. Obviously, you do have the SF, he can wipe out those creep waves nice and easy and fast, but there is just that level when you go, hang on, this shouldn't be happening to us. We've got Windrunner who can destroy a creep wave in a matter of seconds. Dwarven Sniper whose attack is getting up so much faster. The Shrapnel also fantastic for pushing the waves back. And all the waves at the moment, they are being pushed back over the edge. But it's just so easy for NirvanaMY just say, SF, push out a lane, wipe out a tower, and everything's good. I'm just surprised the tier 1 tower is still up as well. But as far as pushing has been going, Scythe is still holding control of this map.
Well, definitely.
Oh, come on. Dwarven Sniper trying to run back here in the middle lane. The Horn is enough, though. They'll catch him down. HY gets the last kill there. He was not ready for that ulti at close range. He's got nailed. And he goes, that's that Lothars. You never know when it's going to strike. And without VS there with the gem, you just can't see it coming.
Well, you do see that the Windrunner does have a very solid Lincoln, though. And the ES does has his dagger. Well, compared to the Tidehunter, I don't think Tidehunter has his dagger at all yet. And the Alchemist just got his Vanguard a few minutes ago. Well, hopefully, the Spectre will be able to prove to be gonna be very strong in the late game because they kind of depending on the SF and the Spectre now. And the Spectre has been farming a lot. So, HY does take the mid tower without much pressure. And you do see a 2 main top at the bottom lane and Rip goes off there, just waiting for each other to engage, I guess.
Yeah, actually, I'm really interested at the moment with the timing of the tombstone that was thrown down here by Dirge on the bottom lane. A little bit before the creep wave actually spawned, so we didn't actually have all those little minions to have a bit of fun.
Look at the amount of zombies.
Yeah, come on, this is Left 4 Dead Dota style. But they will easily be able to defend this bottom lane. They are still attacking from the low ground. Windrunner getting hit a couple of times by the tower for that one. But the tier 3 tower going down a little bit further because the mid lane was being pushed out a hell of a lot by SF. So he's just loving it. He comes out of his Lothar there in the bottom lane and he flashes up that Ogre-Axe there. So you will get your BKB after all. Won't be a Blink Dagger just yet. He might couple it, but with the Lothar, it's not really that important. We'll just see him crank up that damage and that evasion. Maybe see a Butterfly, maybe see a Radiance, maybe see something along those lines. It would definitely be good at the moment. Dwarven Sniper though, what have we got on him? Yasha, Ultimate Orb. Vengeful Spirit is still walking around with nothing but a gem, but he's just been going nothing but D-warding. Diffuser Blade up there on the Spectre as well. Jump down towards the Dirge. Already had to complete a Vanguard before. Planeswalker's Cloaks are probably going to try and get a Hood of Defiance to try and negate some of the damage which is coming out from SF. There's a lot of different item builds going off. Nothing really completely completed